Hello there. This is the T-28 radio control aircraft that I recently built as a part of my project to fly airplanes using a camera mounted in the cockpit. Um, and the camera video being sent to my goggles. And so this video that I'm making right now is to explain that and show you where I'm at. So this T-28 aircraft this is the way I bought it and assembled it and I've test flown it, but it's uh, but the next step will be to modify it and to uh, uh, add the equipment and the electronics I need to fly it uh, using my goggles. So I'll show you that next. This is the aircraft after I modified it. You can see that I've removed the canopy and I've added a lot of equipment to the cockpit area. And I'll explain that next. This is a close-up view of the electronics and the various equipment that I installed in the airplane as a part of the modification. The first thing you'll notice is that the canopy has been removed from the aircraft, and the bubble canopy that was on there was glued to that white styrofoam. So that's why you see that white styrofoam there. And but on the right-hand side of the screen there in that first cockpit area, that's the camera. And the camera, you can see right now, is pointed off to the left of the aircraft. Um, the aircraft swivels around depending on how I move my head, and the camera can go left and right and up and down depending on how I move my head, just as if I were sitting in the cockpit. And the camera, normally, almost all the time, I'm looking forward, but occasionally I do look around and so forth. Uh, the You might notice a black wire to the left of the camera that goes from the left of the camera to that black box, and that sends the video to the video processing unit that's there. And that thing that's sitting behind it is a fan that keeps the video processing unit cool. That video processing unit gets very, very hot and it has to be kept cool or otherwise it'll shut down. And that wouldn't be real good if it shut down while you're flying. So that fan keeps it cool. Um, the little box behind that with the poles sticking up, that's an antenna. And that uh, antenna receives the video from the video transmission module, that black box there. And the antenna transmits the video to my goggles that I'm wearing. And then you'll see in a few minutes what that's all about. Um, then further to the left in the rear cockpit area, down in the cockpit is a flight controller and associated electronics. And the little green thing there on the side of the cockpit is a special receiver. That's I've got three different receivers in the airplane, and uh, two of them are mounted down in the fuselage, but this one is up there in the cockpit area. And that's what arms the flight controller and allows all of the uh, uh, air, information about airspeed, altitude, the heading of the aircraft, as well as battery information, etc. All of that is sent also to the antenna, and it's transmitted to my goggles so I can see it. And then all to the left there, sitting up a little bit higher there, that white square, that is a GPS, Global Positioning System antenna, and that is feeding information to the flight controller from as many as 10 satellites sometimes to allow the flight controller to compute heading and airspeed and other information then that's sent to my goggles. Now for the fun. We're going to start the aircraft down the runway in just a second. I've just armed the flight controller, and what you're seeing now is what I'm seeing in my goggles. And we're looking down the runway, getting ready for takeoff. Uh, you can see the propeller spinning now, and you won't really notice the propeller all that much. We're starting the takeoff roll, and we're going down the runway up to 30 miles an hour, lifting off the runway, and I'm flipping a switch and raising the landing gear. And we're up to over 50 miles an hour and up to 200 feet over the ground. And we're turning left, turning up to the north around the airfield. And You can see, I didn't mention this earlier, but I have a HUD, a heads-up display in front of me there. You can see the green reticle there, and that's one of the modifications I made to the airplane, and it helps with landing, and you can also use it if you want to use some do some dog fighting. Uh, Now the gear is still up, and I'm just flying around now. I'm coming down the runway, and you can see the flying field folks over there on the right. And uh, this is our flying field in Etowah, North Carolina, that we're flying over right now. And just in that distant tree line over there is the French Broad River that goes through this area. And when we get real super heavy rains, uh, what happens is that we can get flooded here. So you can see on the left of my HUD, the green reticle, you can see 52, 53, 54 miles an hour. Um, to the right, you can see 77, 78 feet there is the altitude. The other altitude just below there, the 2.08, that's 2,070 feet. That's above sea level. That's where we're at. And then straight ahead, you can see uh, the heading coming through 130 now. And down in the lower left corner, you see the number 8. That means we're locked on to 8 satellites at the current time. Up in the upper right corner, you can see 67, 64%. That's battery power. And then just to the right of that is amps information from regarding the battery. And in the upper left is very important. That's the temperature of the processing unit for the video. And yeah, that, if that gets high, then the video cuts out. It'd be kind of hard to fly the plane if you lost the video with it because you'd still have the goggles on. They just go black. So that's real important. So I've got the landing gear down now, and we'll be setting up for some touch and go landings. And I'm coming in 33 miles an hour, slowing down a little bit, and then touching down right there. Okay. Taking off. And we'll probably, this particular flight, there was a pretty heavy crosswind, so it was pretty challenging. We use a spotter when we fly because I might not be aware of other airplanes or other things that, so we're required to have a spotter with us. And also, he helps. He can say, "Hey, you're getting a little far away," because sometimes with the goggles on, you don't have the same perspective as when how we normally fly the airplanes. But I'm a little far out, but I'm coming in and coming down. And just barely touching down on the runway there. uh, and so you can see all the way on the left, flight time is 5 minutes. That's since when I armed the SpeedyBee and took off. So 5 minutes and 29 seconds right now. And coming around one more time here for landing. And I think this might be the final landing that I do because it was pretty gusty and a little bit uh, hard to control the airplane at times. Um, but coming in and so, okay, touching down and, full stop landing here. Yep. And that's it. That was my flight. Hope you enjoyed it.